Hello, this is the course of Introduction to Data Science, and I will continue the video related to the basic about data. And in this video, I would like to explain to you one new library. We call it Pandas. Okay. So the Pandas library is an open source and has a solid community backing it. It means, yeah, there are many people use this library for the data analysis. It is used in data analysis and data science as a data manipulation tool. Oh, I guess this is tool. Okay. So in this section, we will learn the basic exploration data statistics using Pandas libraries. First, we need to import the Pandas. If you don't have the Pandas, you can download the file. So you need to install it. But I guess if you use the Anaconda, you will automatically have this library. The first line is about NumPy. You know NumPy, we learned about this NumPy before. And the second is about the Pandas. So we need to import Pandas, and commonly people use PD. Okay, PD is the short for Pandas, and yeah, we will use this one. So you can run this. Okay, now it runs. Your Jupyter Notebook can run NP and PD. So there are many methods in the Pandas library. If you want to run the autocomplete, yeah, so there's a function autocomplete from Jupyter Notebook. You can press tab after typing the PD dot. Okay, after PD dot, then you will see something like what you want to say. For example, okay, PD dot. Okay, after you say this dot, so you can press tab. Okay, so you know where is the tab? Okay? In your keyboard, there's tab. Okay, when you press tab, okay, so yeah, you can see there are some modules that you can check. Okay, so what do you want? PD, data frame, PD, date time, PD, errors, and etc. So you can see this function in the PD. Okay. Now, before we do this analysis, I think you need to understand about the data sources. Data sources vary according to domain. It means if you are using web, maybe the data will be related to the HTML file or JSON file. If you are doing the data analysis for the industrial side, maybe the data is related with the Excel file or CSV or other kind of files that might be useful, for example, text file. So the data can be extracted from database or data warehouse. In some of the data, it will be useful for the structured query language. Okay, if you are taking the database course, so if you already took the database course, I guess you know what is the structured query language. In other domain, we can extract the data using unstructured data document. Okay, maybe JSON file format. Okay, if you have the text. Okay, so there are many strings, and then there are some like tag, and then there are some key value formats. Okay, so those kind of things, yeah, we can use as the JSON or the document like the Hangul file or the Microsoft Word document. It is considered as the unstructured data. So there are many platforms in the data analysis. They perform using the tabular format file. So the tabular format file we already learned in the first part, that it is related with the object. Okay, so one object, it means one row, and then the columns, it means the attributes. Usually we can use just CSV. Yeah, if you search on the internet, there are many CSV files. It means the comma separated values. So we learned before about the comma separated values, and there there will be Excel file. Also, there will be other kind of file like TSV, tab separated values, text file, and etc. Okay. So in the pandas, actually they have many functions to read your data. Read JSON, it means it will read the JSON file. Read SQL query, so you need to type the query language and it will extract the data from database. Read CSV, it is the method to read the CSV file. And in the read CSV, it will have some other properties. For example, you may not use comma. Okay? Instead of comma, you will use semicolon. Or maybe in some other cases, it's not using comma and not using semicolon, it uses space. Okay, so they still say it as the CSV. Yeah, I don't know. It's supposed to be comma separated value, but sometimes they put space for identifying the different columns or different attributes. Tab. So when you have the tab, it means there is a more than one space. There are many other data for file format. Okay? So I give you this table. It is from the Pandas library. It shows that we have like CSV. And then instead of reading the data, we can also use writer. It means after you do with the Pandas library, and then you see a column, and then you want to make a new CSV file, then you can use this writer file. So read CSV means you want to read, to CSV means you want to write. Then you want to create a new file. If it is to CSV, you want to create CSV file. There are the kind of file like fixed width text file, okay, JSON, HTML, local clipboard. Wow, this is something unique one. It is a text file. MS Excel. So if you have your file in Excel, you can also use Python and call this Excel file using read Excel. And you can create a new Excel file. Open document. So if it is in the binary format, so you can do with the read Excel. So binary means something that the file has been encoded. So you cannot understand the file correctly, but when you do with the binary extraction, then it will read. HDFS, so usually this HDFS is related with the big data. Yeah. Feather format, Parquet format, and etc. Okay, so there's also SAS, SPSS, data. So those are the statistical tools. Okay. And also SQL, Google BigQuery. Yeah, those kind of data format is also available in Pandas. So for this course, we will focus mostly on CSV file. Okay, but if there will be another file to be read, then I will inform you as well. So first, let's suppose we want to read the CSV file. So this file diamond.csv, I put on the e-class for this data set. And if you want to put this diamond.csv in the same folder of your Jupyter notebook, that is fine. But actually, I would like to suggest you to create a new directory. Okay? So this directory means it is a collection of the file. So I will give you other files. Other files might be related with the CSV file or Excel file or other kind of files. But this folder, I guess I would like to suggest you to create this folder to organize all the files in the correct folder. So the first, I think the notebook can be only for the notebook file, which is the IPYNB. And then for this data, it's just for the data or the CSV file, Excel file, and etc. Now I would like to read the CSV file, and I have the SEP. So what is SEP? SEP is a separator. If I know that this is a comma separated value, then you can distinguish the separator. Let's suppose I thing, I know that the file is not using comma, but it use semicolon. Okay, so you can choose this one, separator. So basically, if you don't specify this one, it's fine. Okay? If your file is totally comma separated values, then you can just do with this one. But we don't know, okay? Because some of the files might be separated by semicolon or might be separated by space. Okay, so you need to understand the file first, and then after you know that it is separated by comma, then you can specify here. Or yeah, you don't need to specify with comma, because yeah, as I mentioned to you, the default is using comma separator. Then comma does not need to be here. So if a separator is not a comma, you can specify in the SEP separator. The default is comma, hence you can just call the file name without specifying the separator. So if you run, okay, then you will get the diamond data. So this is the data, this is the folder data that I have, and then you can just put slash and then the diamonds.csv. So make sure that you download the CSV file and then put your file in the folder data. You can see here is the data, and then the notebook. The notebook is the folder to place your Jupyter Notebook file. Okay. Next, you want to know basic information of the data. You can just use data.info. Okay. Now you can see the index is from 0 until 53939. There are 53940 data, and there are 10 columns. Those are the columns. Okay, carat, cut, color, clarity, depth, table, price, X, Y, Z. So those are the column name, and then data type. You can see there are float 64, object, float 64, integer 64, and so on. There are 3 types of data. Okay, at least float, integer 64, and object. And the memory usage, oh, this is very detailed. Okay, yeah, if you have your data, you can check if the memory of the Python is very big, then maybe you can reduce some of the data. So we have this diamond data, and whenever I give you like assignment or exam, I will explain the data dictionary. So this is the data dictionary of the data diamonds. So it is a data dictionary. Data dictionary means it is an explanation of the data set with regard to the attributes, data types, and definition. So for example, I know the attributes are here. So there are 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So carat, what is the carat? So carat is numerical data, okay, and it represents the weight of diamonds in carat. So 1 carat equals to 200 milligram, and yeah, this is numerical. Cut is to define the cut type. It is categorical. Okay, yes, cut is object. Okay, so object means categorical. Color is categorical. Clarity is categorical. The other values are numerical. Okay, and what is that? Table, X, Y, Z. Okay, yeah, I give you this figure to make you understand easily about those information. So depth, it means the depth from this position, and then the table width, it is the top one, and then X is the width, and then Z is the height, and then Y is the, I think, yeah, the width and length. Okay, X is the length, Y is the width, yeah, something like that. So actually, yeah, we can have this formula, like the depth is this formula and table as this formula. but I will not discuss more about this diamond thing. At least you know that there are 10 columns and there are 50,000 data. So you want to see partial of the data. If you want to see all the data, like 50,000 data, it will take more time, and then there will be a lot of spaces that will be used. So I just want to mention that, yeah, we can see the first 5 data. So using the head function, we can just see the first 5 data. If we want to see the last 5 data, we can use tail. So there are this one. These are the 5 last data. There are many other parameters on the read CSV. I cannot mention all one by one, but you can check on the internet about the possible parameters for read CSV. So I just want to give you example. Let's say I want to change this index. I do not want to use numbers, but instead I want to use something different. For example, column 1. So you can specify index underbar call equals to 0. Now I want to change into 1. What is 1? Okay, it is based on the cut. Okay. Now what happened? What happened? Now let's just, okay, I will run again, data to head. Yes, this one. Oh, what does it mean? Now the index of the data not an integer value, but now it is a categorical value. And yeah, for this, actually, if you want to see all, oops, I need, I don't, oh, okay, it's not, okay. Oh, actually, I cannot do this undo. Yeah, anyway, the data two, so the data two had, if you see this one only 5, but if you want to see many of this data, yeah, you can still have like the 50,900 rows, but the ID or the index is repeating. Okay, yeah, it's not good for using this one, but I just want to explain that the index column you can change. Yeah, so for example, you want to change not 0, 1, 2, 3, but you want to change based on the color. Yeah, that's also fine. But of course, you need to understand that this kind of mechanism should have the unique values. Okay, so the index should have a unique value. So let's get back only from the data. Now I want to know the values. So if you write the data.values, it will show the ND format. Okay, so the ND means the n-dimensional array format. You can see this one. Yeah, this is the array. Okay, and this array containing the data, like the first is the carat, cat, and then what is E? Color, okay, and clarity, and so on until the Z. If I want to know the index of the data, you can see this, the index is number, and the range is from 0 until 53,000, and the step is 1. What about the column? Okay, I can also check the column. Yeah, the column name is carat, cat, color, clarity, and so on. Okay. Do you want to know about the shape? Yes. So the shape represents how many rows and how many columns. So based on our previous analysis, there are 53,940 and 10 columns. So in the case of the data, you can also do the summary of the data. So if you run this one, it shows the describe. Okay? So the describe means I want to see more about the statistical data, the statistical result for my data. You can see this one: count, mean, standard deviation, minimum 25%, 50%, 75%, and maximum. So this basically is the 5 measures, 5 statistical measures that we learned before, and it includes more like the count and yeah, I think the count is included here, even though the data is like numerical, but the count means the number of rows that we have. If you check this one, do you feel strange? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, there are 7. Actually, we have 10 columns. So this kind of describe, it only allows the numerical data. That's why these measures are related with the statistical, and the statistical works well on the numerical data. But what about if we need to include the categorical data? So you need to put the include under bar all, include equal to all. So once you give this comment, then you will see the cut, color, and clarity. So in the caret, there is no unique. Okay, the unique is not available, because they are numbers. But cut, color, and clarity, you can see here. So if the unique point of view, then cut has the 5 categories, color has 7 categories, and clarity has 8 categories. And then cut has the top, which is ideal, color has the top, which is G, and then clarity we have the top, which is SI1. And the remaining are NaN, not number. So NaN means not number, and you will not use that kind of data. In other way, we can also check only the numbers. So based on the numpy, you can represent the numbers. Okay? And when you include this one, you can just describe it and then show. Yes, you want to show only the numerical data. And let's see, I want to describe only the string column data. Okay, so I need to data.describe, and then the I want to include the data which is an object. So yeah, you will see the cut, color, and clarity. They are the attributes which is a string. Okay, and there are, I think there are 53,000. They are the same, but the unique, yeah, cut has 5, color has 7, and clarity has 8. The top on the cut is ideal, the top on the color is G, and the top of the clarity is SI1. And it includes also the frequency. So the frequency means, yeah, how many of these ideal G and how many of this SI1. You can also reverse. Okay, if you have include, now you have exclude, and you want to exclude the number, then it will show only the categorical data. And let's say I want to exclude the object. So yeah, basically, yeah, it's the same with when you want to describe only the numbers. Okay, that's the introduction for the read CSV. Okay, and after this video, I will continue with the basic data structure in the Pandas.